Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping Cane. Today I'm sharing a double 8.5 by 11 layout using a sketch by Janet Fritz. This is playing along with 30 Days of Sketches by Christy's Beautiful Life. And I'm going to have some snow photos. I had 3 photos, but one of my photos is a 5 by 7. The other 2 are actually 4 by 6. One of them is trimmed down a little bit shorter than a 4 by 6 and a little bit more narrow than a 4 by 6. I already had it trimmed down in my son's album. I probably was getting ready to do a layout and then changed my mind, but I still had them unfinished in the album, so I decided to pull them out. I have some cut file snowflakes here. I believe these are from Pear Tree Cut Files. I'll have to double check on that, but I'm pretty sure they're hers. And I cut them in various sizes. I cut the largest one being able to place it behind the photo, kind of like how Janet shows in the sketch. Janet has a single page layout with 2 photos, and it almost looks like a comic book. But instead, I'm going to use snowflakes instead of, I don't know what you call those. I guess little, I don't even know what you would call them, little big splatter marks. I don't know. They remind me of a comic book, though, is what her sketch reminded me of, but I decided to use snowflakes. So I have quite a few papers here from Echo Park, and this collection is called Snow Magic? Winter Magic is what it's called. And I believe I use almost everything from Winter Magic, and then I'm going to bring in some Shimmerz Paints here to paint the snowflakes. Sorry, I had a little tickle in my throat. I have Lapis Dance, Frosty Buns, Pull Me Close, and the darker one is Blew My Mind, I believe is the name of that one. And first, I'm going to splatter the larger one with 3 of the lighter blue colors and let it completely dry before I color it. And when you see it up close, you'll know why. It actually leaves like a texture behind the paint when I go back and actually color it. So I kind of sort of did the same thing with the smaller ones, but I knew it wasn't going to show up as well since they're smaller. So I went ahead and just rolled it up with the paper towel, and then I started painting them. And I'm doing it fairly quickly. This, of course, is sped up, but I'm not being perfect with it. I'm just using the paintbrush and a little bit of water and going around and making sure each little area is colored. And I'm trying to do it in the various blue colors. So I want all 3 of those blues. 2 of them are a little bit close together as far as the color when they're on the snowflake, but you can tell the difference in real life. Not sure how much you're going to be able to tell on camera, especially with my glare in the way. But in the close-ups, I think you can definitely tell that, they're different colors. They're not all one color. But this was just to break up all the white. As everyone probably knows by now, I am not the biggest fan of white. That includes snowflakes. Um, I just decided that it was better to paint them. I did cut them in Miss Kate cardstock, and at first I was going to use the, the light or blue color as the snowflake, but then I decided I was going to do mixed media on the snowflakes instead. So I flipped them over and used the white cardstock side to do that. So this one here, I'm going to go all around with this grayish light blue color. And that's because I know that I'm going to put things on top of it when it's behind the photo. So I want that stuff to pop off of it. So I didn't want it to be too dark. And then I'm going to do the tips, this brighter, darker blue. And it matches one of the papers in the collection. Once it dries, it looks, like it totally belongs. So I was okay with that. So there's a little bit of a close-up for you. I'm going to go ahead and splatter with the darker blue now. and I'm going to splatter all of them, including the larger one that I just did. And I'm not trying to do very large splatters, but I am trying to get splatters all around on the snowflakes. And I believe almost all of them are going to be tucked in behind the photos, besides one of them. So it's okay if they're not splattered perfectly. They're mixed media and they look cute when they're done. So there was that blue paper. I put it behind that one photo that is in color. So I have two black and white photos and one color photo. And these are digital photos. They could have all been in color. I chose to change them to black and white. That was something that I used to do a lot. So they were already printed. I just want to get them used and put in the album instead of spending money to reprint them. Since I don't print at home, I want to just use what I have on hand. So I have these photos already printed and ready to go back in his album complete. So here, this is not in the sketch. I decided to add the tree paper and the ombre paper on the left and the right side, and that's just to give it a beginning and an end. I liked the trees and I wanted to include that paper, so that's why I did that. That's the only reason I did that. So here I'm going to trim off the edge of the 5x7 photo because it is going to cross over the layout. And that's because I wanted that large snowflake again to go underneath the photo. So I wanted to make sure that, some of it was peeking out on the left-hand side of the photo. So I needed to scoot that over since it's a very large photo. I couldn't cut or trim it down any more than the 5x7 because you can actually see the snow angel that he's making in the ground in the photo in real life. So I didn't want to trim it down anymore. So I decided just to leave it and I would cross it over the middle, which is something I do all the time anyways, so it was okay. I did pop it all up on play foam, the snowflake and the photo, and I'm gonna glue that down. And I will use the ATG, and then I'll also use Scotch Tacky Glue is what I have in the fine liner bottle. And I use both of those when I do play foam just because ATG will not stick long term. You can pull it right back up after you use ATG, just so you know. Here I'm adding this little strip back down. I want the acrylic piece to go right here above the photo. That comes from Color Cast Design. I don't think I said that at the beginning. This is also Acrylic Stash Busting, which I usually do with a few friends. Nobody had a chance to play along this week, so it is just me, or today actually. We usually do it on the 18th and the 28th. But on the 28th, it should be all of us playing along. So we'll see if that pans out for everybody or not. I know I will have a layout up on the 28th using acrylic. So again, this one here is from Color Cast Design. And I was just pulling backing off of it. There's usually a backing on acrylic that you need to remove before you attach it to the layout. And over here, I tucked in another snowflake, and I'm going to put another snowflake over here on this photo down at the corner. And I'm going to put this cute little snowman. It was the last one left on the sticker sheet, so I want to get it used on a layout because I think they're so cute. These little snowmen are just adorable. Over here, I'm going to put this little scarf, and then I was trying to figure out where to put the snow angel sticker. I wasn't sure if that's where it was going to go or not, so I just laid it there to get a feel for it. I do end up leaving it there. I like it there. It's not popped up on play foam, so it's kind of tucked underneath the snowflake. And then the little gloves I put over with the scarf. I also put a little sticker that looks like the background paper. And then I glued down that snowflake up at the top. And that was just to add a little something up there at the top. It seemed to be a little bit plain up there. Janet has like the large splatters or the comic. Like they would, if they were a comic book, it would say "pow" and different little "bam" and different action words, I guess. And she has those around the layout, so that's kind of what I did, but I did it with snowflakes instead. These snowflakes that I'm bringing in now are from Simple Stories. Vintage Frost, I believe is what that one's called, something like that. It's their latest winter collection. And I just thought those were cute, and it adds a little bit more of the darker blue color. So this layout is pretty much monochromatic with a whole bunch of different blues. So here I have, these are flatback pearls. These ones I received from Shandy's Etsy shop. Her shop is no longer open as of right now. I don't know if she will open it in the future, but as of right now, it is closed. So you cannot get these, but you can order these online. They are called flatback pearls. And I'm not sure if people use them for jewelry or what they're actually used for. I know Michaels sells some of them in the jewelry section, but most of the ones I have are either from Not Just for Boys or, like I said, they're from Shandy's Etsy shop. But these colors matched perfectly. I added them to all the circles on the snowflakes. So you can see up here at the top, I have two colors, and then down at the bottom, I have another two colors, and then I have one color on the 5x7. And then I have all three colors over at the top of the 5x7. But I really like the way this layout turned out. I did add a little tag that says "Snow Much Fun" right there by Winter Adventures. I didn't show that on film. I found it afterwards. I added a little bit of baker's twine to it and got it put on the layout. So here's a few close-ups. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's double page layout. Thank you for the sketch, Janet. I really enjoyed using your sketch and turning it into a double page layout. And of course, as always, I enjoy using my acrylic stash and getting it put on a layout. Thanks for joining me. Bye.